Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going? Happy Sunday morning. I am finally having my first coffee of the day. I woke up about an hour ago. I've got plans in a few hours, but I'm feeling motivated and I wanted to keep working on this project. We're having a really good time doing this. So we will keep doing that. And I'm off work tomorrow as well. So I will be streaming probably tomorrow afternoon. So probably tomorrow afternoon, like 2 or 3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, it should be a good time. Somebody mentioned I was talking to Dominic over in Gopher Slack, and he mentioned, "Oh, part 5. Wow, yeah. This has been a bit of a complex project. We've made some really good progress though, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. But yeah, do a little bit of warm up here, have some coffee. Nice little Chemex. Love it. Full, thank you for the follow. Little314, thank you for the follow as well. And for folks who, let's see here, a couple folks in the time I was offline. So Null Burrito, Stead Bites, and Miyosame, thank you for the follows as well. So I appreciate that. We are closing in on 600. Pretty awesome. All right, what's up, Twitch chat? Yeah, calling shenanigans in the 0 viewer count. There it goes. Yeah, Twitch caching is a real thing. Sometimes it'll be like, oh, 7, 10, then like 30, and then 15, and then I wonder what that caching is like. So Sundays were made for slow starts. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, this is definitely earlier than I would normally stream, but it seems like a good idea. So good morning, all. Let's enjoy some coffee. Prost. Let's see here. Okay, so where we were at is we got the compact bit set thing working the other day. So we had a problem where the documentation for the ethtool netlink stuff. Let's see. I can tell the caffeine hasn't quite hit yet, but I think it'll be soon. So this netlink interface for ethtool. Let's see here. Bit sets. The compact representation. So see, this confused me. So for short bitmaps of reasonable fixed length, NLA bitfield32 type is used, but for arbitrary length bitmaps, uses compact or bit by bit. So we actually have the arbitrary length compact form working. So I think looking at this statement again now, I think I may have misinterpreted this. So I thought that the NLA bitfield32 was being used in several different places, even for small bit sets. So for example, we're going to look at the Wake on LAN. And Wake on LAN only has like 6 or 7 bits, so you would think it would just fit in NLA bitfield32, but it seems not. So we actually figured this out the other day. What we had before is the advertised link modes was 12 bytes long, and the Wake on LAN modes was 4 bytes long. So basically you end up with like 1 uint32 or 3 uint32s, and we were trying to figure out what was going on. Like maybe there was some padding or something, but what it would appear is this is actually this bit set type, and this comment is wrong. I'm gonna fix this, but basically, a bit set is effectively a packed slice of uint32s. So this size tells us how many bytes we need to allocate, and then we can parse out the value in the mask, apply the mask, and then we can iterate over the values to actually check and see which bits are set. So when you decode this, like you're just decoding a literal bytes back to back in native endianness into uint32s. So this function does that. This is not converting words. This is converting convert number of bits to number of bytes rounded up to the nearest 32 bits for a uint32 boundary. Yeah, that's correct. And also, it looks like there's this optional no mask thing. So we haven't run into this yet, but we apply a mask here, so it tells us which values are significant. But otherwise, yeah, we haven't run into that yet. So we got this working. We actually got the test passing and stuff too. So the way this is used, let's see. Parse advertise link modes. Yeah, so we have this bit set stuff now, and we actually iterate over the bits. So for each uint32 in the slice, if all the bits are 0, there's nothing for us to do, so we just skip it. But otherwise, we can actually check each individual bit. And in the case of link modes, we're doing a little bit of math here to calculate the current offset and everything. But we can actually look up the link modes based on their bit numbers. This is bit 0, bit 1, going all the way up to bit 91. So this works pretty well. We actually have a code generator script that runs this for us, which is pretty cool. So this works, and now we are able to take this functionality and make it much more clean, and it seems to work. So I think today we are going to reuse the same thing for the Wake on LAN stuff. So if you were here with us at the conclusion of yesterday's stream, Friday. I took yesterday off. I did a, I went and worked out with a friend, and yeah, we did like a full body workout, and I'm typically a chest tries and some shoulders, and then back and bis another day, and then legs another day. And doing full body really kicked my ass a little bit. I am very sore. If I were to do standing desk today, I might eventually collapse. But it was a lot of fun. So let's see here. Yeah, so we did this little jank thing I do sometimes where I copy and paste somewhat working code into a different file that's just not in version control, so it doesn't like mess with our build. Whatever works, right? This monitor stuff, we do want that, but the problem is we tried to issue a cable test last time. Yeah, I think the problem is like the NICs I have are consumer grade, whatever, 1 gig and then 10 gig. Well, I guess the 10 gig. I'm surprised that one doesn't support the IX10 GBE or whatever it is. Anyway, yeah, it seems strange to me that like not even my 10 gig NIC with like SFP plus smarts can support this. But what we want to do is we want to issue a cable test and then like listen for messages on a multicast group or something. But we haven't been able to get that working yet, not with my NICs anyway. So we're gonna go back to Wake on LAN because I think Wake on LAN is something else that we could potentially set. And if we use a privileged call to set the Wake on LAN modes, I think that will trigger a notification through the multicast group. So that was kind of the goal for that was kind of the where we started going last stream, and then we ran into the bit sets thing and had to figure that out, and we got it done. So that's good. So I think basically what I want to do is bring this code back, although Wake on LAN type stuff. Dumping the Wake on LAN information for every interface, dumping it for a single interface, parsing it out, and then iterating through these bits. So again, this is a bit set. In this case, it's only going to be a single uint32. But we just check each of these bits, phi, unicast, multicast, stuff like that. Pretty easy. Non-tech tangent glutamine helps mitigate the second day soreness. If you've ever tried it, it's great. Huh, okay, good to know. Yeah, I mean, I know that generally when I'm lifting weights and stuff, like after a couple weeks of doing it, you get less sore. I think yesterday I'm pretty sore because that was the most intense workout I've done since before my surgery, so it's been a couple of months. And also, I'm not used to doing like full body. I'm used to more focused stuff. Like I did earlier this week, I did chest tries and back and bis, and I was on leg day, and then we ended up doing legs and stuff anyway. But and I'm not really sore from that, so I think it'll just take a little bit of time, But yeah, it feels good. I made an extra big cup of Chemex today. The 3-day split is where it's at. Full body is so rough. Yeah, I agree. Leg day is for nerds. What's up, Jerry? Yeah, leg day is a thing. It's so funny because I was talking to my friend and I was saying like, hey, it's miserable squats and lunges, and that's exactly what we did. Squats and lunges will they'll whoop my ass any day of the week. Right, so let's take this code. Let's take some of this and start bringing it back out into the regular client stuff. So advertise link modes, close. Wake on LAN. Never lulls about your weakness. That's like handing them the kryptonite. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's fun. I enjoy doing that stuff, and it's like I know that I know I'm capable. It's just that the first workout back is always a lot rougher, There's something in my gym. It's like, 9 times makes a habit, right? And it's like I've been working out on a regular basis again since October, so I feel pretty good, But no way. In German, we have a saying: "You don't train legs because nobody can see them in the disco." That's hilarious. Well, if the few Berliners I know are any indication, they all wear all black clothes, so you can't see really anyway. Let's see here. So a Wake on LAN is the Wake contains the Wake on LAN parameters for an interface. And I think that we're going to need these Wake on LAN mode constants as well, right? Please tell me there's a word for that, like Schadenfreude. There's a word for people who only train upper body like swole, disco pumper. That's very good. Love it. I'm really sad because GopherCon Europe this year was supposed to be in Berlin, and I've never been, but it's like I have lots of friends in Berlin through the Prometheus community and whatever else, and I'm really bummed. I was very much looking forward to that trip. Like Berlin has been my number one place I want to go in Europe for a long time. And I got to go to Copenhagen and London. Those are the two places I've been in Europe so far, and those were both very fun. But I really wanna go back and go to Berlin. WL mode, yeah. We were talking last time about the naming of these, so I'm picky about names. Like I don't really want to put Wake on Land mode PHY, Wake on Land mode Unicast, but the problem is this like ethtool Unicast, ethtool Multicast. This might get ambiguous, so we're gonna leave it for now. But we might need to rename these. The good news is this isn't 1.0, so I don't care about breaking your code. GopherCon EU 2121 will also be online IRC. Yeah, I believe that. Again, so chat remind me if I am speaking too fast, because I have a tendency to do that. So this morning, the caffeine is starting to hit, but I'm excited, I'm happy, I'm having a good time. So if I am especially reading chat too fast, because I have a tendency to do that, let me know. Okay, please and thanks. Sometimes I wish go ahead namespaces ethtool something phy. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. That'd be really nice. I mean, we could like simulate that, right, with like a struct or something, like var wl modes. No, var. Yeah, I mean, we could, but it would be kind of gross, right? So, and you can't make it constant, which is really my bigger gripe with it. You're fine. We can rewatch it slower on the VOD. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know people can, and I know people sometimes do. I've received what I interpreted as a compliment once. Somebody said that they don't have to watch my videos at 2x because I talk fast. My conference talks at 2x because I talk fast enough it doesn't matter, which I was like, oh, sweet. WL mode is the wake. Oof. I'm not ready to type yet. Wake on LAN mode supported by an interface. WC Dozer, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Not destruct. Hybrid GopherCon for life. That was so nice to have as an option. Also accessibility. Yeah, I agree. I think that I would love to see GopherCon continue to have that format as well for folks who can't necessarily make it. But I personally, the reason I go to GopherCon, right, is for the community, the people. Like I have so many friends in the Go community that I want to go spend time with and stuff. So, but I also recognize that, like, frankly, hashtag privilege, right? Like I can afford to travel. I can afford to, my work is supportive of such things. Like I recognize that it's a privileged situation to be in. But that being said, I would love to see both. I would love to see GopherCon be more accessible for folks who would prefer not to travel, but also I look forward to it still being in person again too. Couldn't you simulate the namespace with interfaces? Probably, but let's see here. Let's wake on LAN modes. For a wake. Wake on wow. Yeah, I'm not there quite yet. Gotta give Lord Chemex another like 15 minutes to do his work. You are slowly but surely subtitling the GopherCon talks. It should be done by 2021. Nice. Yeah, that's great. That is fantastic. Oh my gosh, the woman who does the is it stenographer? The like the live captioning, like that stuff is fantastic. Like it's unbelievable how cool that is. Like, and I appreciate that it makes GopherCon so much more accessible. Sound like on LAN mode bit flags for an interface. Possible wake on LAN mode bit flags. Instead of beer kegs, there should be nitro brew kegs. There absolutely are. So actually, my first experience with cold brew was I drink cold brew coffee like a lot of time now. Like I made Chemex today. Like I make Chemex before streams now usually, but I drink cold brew on a regular basis. And my first encounter with cold brew was My old office, DigitalOcean in New York, when I was working for DO, they had a keg of cold brew, and it said like, warning, dilute half and half with water, and I was like, nah. So I had like a solo cup full of like just cold brew concentrate, and I could not think for the rest of the day. That was a mistake. It was a blast, but never again. Wow, she does 350 WPM or something. She's amazing. That's fantastic. I think on my best days, I'm like maybe, I mean, on a standard keyboard, like I'm like maybe 110, 120. But I can tell right now I'm a lot worse, I'm just going to copy and paste the comments for the other things here. Look at us writing comments first thing in the morning. Wake. I don't really like this method name, wake on lands, but that's just kind of the convention we have right here. Fetches wake on LAN. Information for each ethtool supported interface in the system. Wake on LAN fetches wake on LAN. Interface specified read the request header. It's not supported and error compatible with us. Yeah, so in addition for the wake on LAN stuff, because of the secure on TM password, you actually have to have privileges to fetch this information, so we're gonna have to note that as well. The fetching. Let's see here, note that fetching. Fetching wake on LAN information requires elevated privileges. And if the caller does not have permission, an error compatible with errors is error OS error permission will be returned. Sweet. In India, there aren't a lot of places to get good nitro brew, probably none. The local cold brews are nice, though. I kind of got addicted and bought more coffee than I could drink. I became the coffee guy in my office, so I started taking cold brew for everyone. Nice. That sounds like the kind of guy I would like to be. Yeah. I was talking with some friends, and it's like, I've come to really appreciate, like, the craft of coffee. Like, I think that maybe, I don't know, maybe this isn't, like, a super weird thing to say, but it's like, I tend to appreciate craftsmanship, right? And that applies not only to things like coffee, like craftsmanship and like artisan, care and craft. Like, I appreciate that for like things like coffee and beer and whiskey, of course, but even like code. Like, I treat my code as like kind of like an art form or like a craft. And it's like, I take my stuff very seriously to the point where it's like, I agonize over like code structure and consistency and comments. And I wonder if that's just me. Like, I think other people are like that too, but I've worked with folks who don't really, I've worked with folks, either at work or in open source who, it doesn't seem like they like care as much, or they don't really have an eye for consistency. And for me, like, that drives me crazy. Like, I want consistency and same style and everything like throughout. And for me, like, I treat this like a, this is a representation of me. So why would I not want to give my not best representation, Okay, so this comment is done. No, same team. Consistency is lovely. Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that in general, like, code I work on by myself is incredibly consistent. And I personally think my personal style is very clean. But that being said, like, everybody has small preferences, right? Or small preference things. I know I probably still write too many comments for some people. They might not appreciate that, but I've gotten a lot better than I was. That's for sure. We want all of this now. We're bringing this into client Linux. Wake on lands. I don't really need to comment these. Information for all support. Yeah, but I'm going to anyway because I like consistency. Single ethtool supported interfaces. Wake on LAN. Fetches wake on LAN information for a single ethtool supported interface. Yeah. Exclamation point resources, exclamation point help. What are you looking for? So I have I've got Go. I've got networking. I've got a few of those. Normally Terran would be here to. It's very early for Terran. Exclamation point cold brew. Yeah, I should have exclamation point coffee. Maybe we do talk about that a fair amount. Or what was the other one? Something that makes sense of Linux kernel networking internals. Seems that's an area void of documentation. Yeah, I mean, frankly, I don't really. For me, it comes down to, for example, I'm looking at this ethtool netlink stuff and occasionally kernel source, and it's like that's kind of like where I'm at right now. So I unfortunately don't really have anything super helpful for you. When I was at work recently and I was looking at the route netlink, like nested MPLS multipath next hop stuff, that was a bit of a thing. And I think actually I want to write a blog about that. That'd be good. The kernel is very much a matter of read the source. Yeah. Can't say I disagree with that. Let's see. My mom sent me a message. Oh, it's kind of early for you to be streaming, and it's like, yeah, I got plans this afternoon, so yeah, just figured I would get up. No, that's not what I want. Figured I would get up and get to work, Wake on LAN messages. Wake on LAN header, wake on LAN get. Yeah, and then this is, let's see here, so. Wake on LAN. Okay, so yeah, this read-only call requires elevated privileges due to the secure on password, unwrap the netlink error, and return a standard Go error. Yeah. So this will give us Unix EPRM, which in addition to a netlink error and OS error permission is just more friendly. So okay, coffee is gone. So now, in about 20 minutes, I should be good to go, right? I was kind of curious if how many folks would come and hang out this morning. I know this is a very unusual time for me to be streaming, but yeah, we're doing good. We're doing really good. I know that it seems like a lot of folks. It seems like I've got a lot of folks in my audience from Europe and Asia and stuff like that. I think that's very cool. Everybody worries in tech about the West Coast U.S. and it's like right now it's like 7:30 over there, so I don't expect really many West Coasters to be around. But how to tell a sad story in just 3 words: coffee is gone. Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely gonna drink some cold brew this afternoon. It's the middle of the afternoon here, so no problem. Yeah, totally. I figure with it being like a weekend, it might be a little more accessible too. We need, yes, parse wake on LAN, then parse modes. Yep, same thing. This file's getting kind of long to the point where it's like I kind of want to start splitting this up into different things. I guess 450 lines isn't that big, but it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger, The West Coast isn't functioning until 10:30 their time anyway. Yeah, that's kind of true. 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. is me time. Baby wakes up around 6:45, so I'm always going to be on tap at this hour. Also, I'm on the West Coast. Oh, nice. Well, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just figure, well, with it being a Sunday, people's schedules are different, but I know, for example, I only ever post blog posts at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern because you figure you're getting people from the East Coast coming back from lunch, people in the West Coast getting to work, and then people in Europe maybe browsing the evening news and stuff. So if I'm gonna promote a blog, I post it at 1 p.m. U.S. Eastern always, Hashtag life hacks. Oh, damn, I didn't write a comment for this. Come on, Matt. Parse. Advertise. Link. Modes. The codes. Let's see here. A compact. ethtool. An ethtool compact. Bit set into the input. Slice of advertised link modes. Meanwhile, I pay no attention to time and post stuff at midnight on weekends. Yeah, I mean, depending on what you're doing, that could be totally fine. I find that for me, though, if I want my stuff to like reach like critical mass, like usually 1 p.m. Eastern's about the time to do it, right? Actually, I'm curious now. So hang on. I want to check my. I signed up for Netlify Analytics before I published my last blog, but I also just moved my my server health checking over to a different. Oh wow, hang on a sec. Oh. Yeah, so beforehand my blog was getting a lot of page views per day, and now it's been significantly less. I think because I moved my health checking to a different endpoint. Oops. That's okay. I get like a couple hundred views a day. That's pretty good. It definitely works better to pick a good time, but I figure the people that want to find my content will find it. Yeah, absolutely. People still hit me up all the time for like my netlink blog or stuff like that. Like I think those have pretty good. Let's see here. So Linux netlink, right? Yeah. My Medium, I'm not really on Medium anymore, but my, if you type Linux netlink, like my blog post is number 4, right? So what is the best time for your blog post not to be picked up? Probably like midnight on a Saturday. I'm all about shameless self-promotion, so. We got the header, we got the wake on land modes, right? Yeah, okay, so now we're getting back to where we were the other day. So we need to make a data structure so we can look up these individual bits as well, right? So there are only these wake on land modes, so it seems highly unlikely we'd ever have more. It seems highly unlikely we'd ever have more than 32 bits here, so I could probably cheat a bit. Actually, hang on. I don't really need to. I could just return this directly because then the caller could just look these up by the constant, right? The problem is I have a hard time. I have a hard time exposing like bit flags in APIs. Like I know sometimes it's like reasonable. So for example, Golang net. So the type flags, right? Like this is a bit flags API, and it's like this is probably fine. I have a hard time exposing APIs like this. I feel like they're just not friendly, but it seems like it might be okay. I need to do more of that shameless self-promotion, but I'm always afraid of annoying people with it. Yeah, I mean, I probably annoy plenty of people when I post on Twitter, go for Slack, networking, performance in general every time I stream, But the thing is that it works, and nobody's told me no. If I get a message from some admin and saying like, hey, please stop posting your stuff in every channel, it's like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. But in the meantime, like, maybe it's my Belgian thing of self-promotion, I'm too shy for that. Maybe it's my Belgian thing of avoiding confrontation at all costs. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I'm a loud American, right? But let's see here. So modes, wake on land mode. You appreciate the broadcast, hardly ever see the Twitch notifications, but you catch the stuff on Go for Slack. Yeah, totally. I mean, I feel like it helps just to do it all over the place, and like that way, there are people I watch on Twitch and it's like I don't have the notifications turned on because I just find it annoying. So it's like I appreciate if they tweet or something too. So I'll keep doing that. Let's see here. So I think probably what we're going to do here is we're going to take this bit set and just decode it into a single field and call it good. Instead of doing like this stuff, like we're just going to return this structure directly, perhaps, or return like this bit flag set directly. Is it automated and linked to a Stream Deck button? That would be a good idea. It is not. I wonder if I could do that. I guess I could write a Go program that like does that, like posts on different things, but I have not done that. It parallels into the work universe too. The idea of imposter syndrome and not advertising the cool things you're doing. Super guilty of that. Yeah. Yep. I definitely. I mean, I've been shamelessly self-promoting for a while now and stuff, but it's like I realized that like I am doing cool work and people appreciate it. and often like, broadcasting like, well, it might annoy a few people. Like I generally get at least a few new people who are like, oh wow, I had no idea that was possible, or oh, I didn't know you Twitch streamed, and like those interactions have made it worth it to me to keep doing that, even if I annoy a couple of people. And if I've got like friends in real life and stuff who unfollow me on Twitter and whatever else because they think I'm annoying how much I tweet about tech and coffee and like whatever else, like I don't really care. For me, Twitter, my primary audience is tech people, right? So, or tech folks and everything. 1000% tell people what you're doing. More people want to know than you realize. Yes, 100%. Knowledge you take for granted could be totally new and game changing to somebody else. There's the baby rock on people. Catch you next time. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate the support. So take care. Have a nice day. So I say that, but I'm brutally honest at work, which sometimes goes against that being shy and avoiding confrontation. Yeah, it's a fine balance. It's definitely a fine balance. Twitter, I'm only there for the tech. Keep the rest out. Yeah, I can understand that. I find Reddit is my more general like kind of catch-all stuff, but on Twitter in general, like if I've got I know a lot of music people, right? And if they're tweeting about like music stuff and like stuff that's like not necessarily relevant to me like every single day, it's like we can be friends, but I might not follow you on Twitter, And I would not follow people for doing the same to me. Let's see here. So it seems the kernel will not sprout 25 more wake on LAN modes and just inspect the single. Suspect the first one. First uint 32. So we can populate the modes, WL modes, bit mask for the color. Modes to pointer to wake on LAN mode. Yeah. You're expecting some stupidity today starting the state capital? Yeah, probably. Probably. It's... I don't know. I have a hard time on Twitter, too, because, like, the way my brain works is that if I am surrounded by, like, negativity and stuff for too long, negativity or, the doom scrolling stuff or just, like, constant negative, bad, whatever news, like, I get exhausted, and I don't like that, and... maybe it's like a coping thing, but I find I just need to like kind of step away. So if somebody is, going on and on every day about some of the bad stuff in the world, it's like, well, I appreciate knowing about that and accepting it and trying to do my best to combat the injustice in the world. I personally find it exhausting to keep being exposed to that all day, every day. Greater than 1 panic. Ethtool. Let's see here. So too many wake LAN mode. Too many wake on LAN mode values in bit set. Yeah, you took a break from reading the news for the first few weeks after COVID really hit the fan. Yeah, I understand that. Or it's like my parents will watch cable news, and cable news is god awful. Like I can't even I can't do it. And I'm not talking like like your Fox News, your hyper right, hyper left media sources, stuff like that. I'm talking just like regular news. Like it's exhausting for me, and I just don't like it. Modes equals values 0. Mode right, yeah. So I think that'll do it. So now, let's see here. Parse wake on LAN modes. Modes. I think that'll work. I think it's pretty close. Don't you want to print the values in the panic instead of the length? Yeah, I mean, the thing is that like it's just going to be like a bit mask, right? So I feel like it's not that helpful. Because in this case, like this would imply that there were like 25 more wake on LAN modes added, and I don't see that happening, So I guess we'll just do the, too many wake on LAN mode values in the bit set. Wake on LAN mode. Yeah, I think this is probably okay. You have drastically reduced your social media since COVID, and it's been great. And after a few weeks, you realize you missed nothing. Yeah, depending on what it is, right? Like I'm still gonna read like Twitter all the time and stuff, but it's like I spend much less time elsewhere. You know, I just find it healthier that way. Or it's like, for example, with with Facebook, for better or worse, I use it as a tool. Like I use it to get a hold of people because it's the one thing everybody's on. Although I know there's no expectation of privacy, of course. And it's useful for some group stuff and like for the events. And it's like otherwise I don't use it. Like I don't want to hear what my aunts and uncles and everything else have to say, frankly, you know, or like about current political events and stuff. Could imagine debugging becomes harder if one just knows the length. I think that for me, like if somebody reported a panic that says too many wake on land mode values in bitset, too many wake on land mode, uint32s in bitset. I think if somebody reported to me that said 2, it's like, oh, okay, so I know there's some fundamental invariant I'm assuming that I can undo. Like I think this will be okay. You were looking for ways to drop malicious traffic, which made me realize I don't actually understand how kernel networking works. Yeah, it's big. I mean, I think the reality is that like maybe I shouldn't make this statement, but it's like, you know, nobody can be an expert in like everything, right? But it's like, you know, there are probably people at like Fastly and stuff who are actually true experts in all of this. But for example, I know Flow has done a bunch of like the TC stuff, like the traffic classifier, traffic. Is that what it is? I've never done anything with like TC. I have no idea, you know. So it's like everybody's got their different little areas of expertise and stuff, but we can all work together, which is why the Gophers Slack networking channel is great. You should join Gophers Slack if you're not on there already. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook Messenger is what I use mainly for context since people use it. Exactly. I would love to get more friends on Signal, but it's not going to happen, you know. Depending on what you define malicious, there's several things you could do. Right. You're just on there and you just lurk and never say anything. Maybe I should change that. Yeah, it's up to you. The networking channel is a great channel, but it rarely ever talks about networking. Yeah, it goes back and forth. It's definitely become more of like a general kind of like life channel, you know. Self-promotion. TC skeleton if you want to get rid of IPv4. Nice. Good stuff. Parse. Wake on LAN modes. Decodes and ethtool. Compact. Bitset into a WL mode into the input. WL mode. Cool. BPF programs have their use in handling malicious traffic. Yeah, BPF is very cool. That is something I want to learn a lot more about. I'm not there yet, you know. This looks pretty good to me. I think we're probably at a point where we could test this again. Ooh, will this compile? Should we do a channel point bet? Will this code compile? We've modified a lot, so yeah, let's do it. Why not, right? Hang on a sec. How do I do that again? Start a prediction. Start prediction. Will it compile? Oh, hang on a sec. Will it compile test fast in the first try? Yeah, there we go. So 2 minutes. Got it. All right, prediction time. Bet your channel points. If anybody wants a code review, this is a good chance. Will this code compile on the first try? We have modified a lot. And this time I wasn't paying super careful attention, so I think the odds are a lot more along the lines of no this time. But we've written a lot of code, so let's see. Feel free to bet your channel points. You can also use like the pencil thing to bet more than just 10 if you want to really get super rich here. Well, I guess in order for me to properly test this, I should probably dump the wake on land modes, right? So WL's error C wake on lands get WL modes. Okay. So will this compile on the first try? This is the question. Ooh, we got a little bit of a bidding war going on right now. Oh, people believe in me today, it looks like. 1.2K versus 990? Okay. People believe in me. See, the problem is I've been copying and pasting code out of a plain text document and making little changes and stuff, so we will see what happens here, but I'm going to need to copy over the thing in my netlink package that makes the nice strings for these. Ooh, we got a big bet on no. Somebody doesn't believe in me. Big bet. Oh, big bet on yes. Uh-oh. 5K versus 4K. This is some serious business right here. Me when a big baller drops a large bet. I need my router so I can actually play with TC. Yeah. Oh yeah, get the what do you call it? Okay. I think the prediction is over, so go build. Oh shoot. Did I hit shoot. Go build. It did. It totally did. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. How do I let's see here. Manage how do I think Terran did it last time. See details. How do I do the answer is yes. Yeah, it should run. There we go. Let's see here. So link modes. Yep. There we go. Modes 32. Hey, it works. Give me my points. I gotta actually figure out how. I think Terran did it last time. Choose prediction. Choose the outcome. Yes. Yes, it did. Complete. All right. Enjoy your channel points. The WL mode constant can use IOTA. Yes, it could. I'm actually just copying the kernel constants here. I'm just going to do what the kernel does because I want to keep it easy. But yes, you are right. There goes all my money. Well, but does it run? It did run. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go. That was pretty fun. You're hoarding these, it seems. Yeah, on 10K. Nice. If you want to do a code review, we can do that. So if you have code you want me to look at, you can use a channel point. You can spend some channel points, and I will look at your code on stream and give you live comments. And if it's a pull request, I'll even write comments on it. So I'm happy to do that. Oh, we already were working on the Wacom LAN. Yeah. Anyway, cool. More generally, I recommend against using IOTA when you want to stay in sync with an external source. Even if IOTA would work, not using it makes it clear that you care about these specific values. Yeah, I think that's exactly the same argument. Dominic stated it better than I could. That is my argument as well. So in this case, like, since this isn't a set of constants defined by my own application, this is defined by the kernel, I want to use the concrete values. You're saving up for the big one, but that would require me finishing the code first. Fair enough. That is a nice argument indeed. Yeah, I think Dominic stated it quite well. Let's see here. We can get rid of some of this scrap code now. We don't no longer, from my scratch pad here, we don't need any of this anymore. Cool. We'll keep the monitor stuff. We're gonna work on that again in the cable test maybe. So what I want now actually is my netlink stuff has a nice little thing that will dump out. Hang on a sec. So we want to make strings for. Excuse me. We want to make strings. So we need to do stringer again. Wacom LAN modes. And actually, we might. Let me show you all what I mean. Let's see here. Where does this live? Con? Message? Message, probably. Yeah, this right here. So this logic right here makes things kind of nicer for bit flags. So I'm gonna steal this. I think we're actually gonna write the string method manually. So command go build. Magic. Yeah, so this works. But now what we also want is, I don't think we want the manual string. We want to write our own string method here. Or we don't want the generated string. We want to write our own. PHY unicast. Interesting. It's an interesting optimization here, it looks like. Huh. I wouldn't expect it to like put these two strings together or something. The stringer tool is very smart. But anyway, we're gonna get rid of. So let's see here. Go generate. So we're actually gonna write out a manual string method for the Wacom LAN modes, I think. And I will explain it in a sec, but it'll just make things tidier for us. So, there WL mode. String returns the string representation of a WL mode bit mask. So let's see here. Cross multi. I forget exactly how this works now. So I think if we do unicast, multicast, because these are all contiguous, this should work. Broadcast, ARP, shoot, magic, magic secure, filter, M. All right, ready for this? Go run. Oh, go build. Sudo. There we go. So see, the mode is magic here. So that's exactly what we want. But if, for example, I make it so that the, hang on, WL 0 dot modes equals with ethtool magic secure, right? So let's pretend this has like the secure on password stuff. See, now the bit mask returns magic or magic secure. So I think this is some code I originally stole from the standard library, but I think this is actually really nice for bit masks because now you can actually see like what is set like symbolically. So I really like this. Is quite nice. Wake on LAN mode bit mask. Bit mask of modes supported by an interface. There we go. Pretty good. Okay. Yeah, now I need to write tests, I think. It's been a little bit. Let's look at the coverage. Everything except for the wake on LAN. Yeah. Yeah. BS for bitset. No, we'll keep it with values, I guess. I think it's more clear, probably. Okay. Yeah, last stream for those who weren't here necessarily, we had a good old time getting this logic working, and some helpful folks in Twitch chat saved me from losing my mind. It was very nice of them. All right, what's going on? Oh, Stoppelberg retweeted me. I wonder if he's here today. My friends want me to do the Red Baron pizza comparison. We were talking about frozen pizza the other day. My friends want me to do the pizza comparison on stream. It's not gonna happen. I feel like eating on stream would be super weird. Like, hey, what's up, Stoffenberg? Good to see you. We're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, we need to write tests. That's right. Mukbang streams. Oh my god. No. Dear Lord, no. You want to do a stream of your own sometime soon, but hard to find enough time right now. Yeah, I can understand that. I know for me, like, I've had the time, but I had no motivation for a while and no project, but this ethtool stuff has kept me very busy, so I'm having a very good time doing this. I'm going to build some kind of... Actually, this would probably be useful in your Go Crazy and Router 7 too, but I want to build some kind of, like, network, like, you know, looking for, like, CRC errors and stuff, like, either monitoring or possibly like, adjusting the parameters with the NIC, turning on things like offloads. Like I think that could be pretty useful. So we should talk. I'm still working on implementing like a lot of the API though. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, totally. It's gonna take me a while, but we're getting there. Let's write some tests for this. Let's see here. You were thinking of displaying the link status and info in a graphical fashion on the APU. Ooh, yeah. That sounds great. So this test verifies that when you give an empty request, it returns an error, or enodev and eop not supported get unpacked into doesn't exist. Excuse me. The problem, though, actually, we ran into an issue where the doesn't exist was also returned by my cables or my NICs for the cable test thing. So we might need to differentiate this from doesn't exist at some point, but we'll get there. I'm calling the wake on LAN code now, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Okay. We need to call eperm too. Link info is link info. I feel like there's room for refactoring these tests and like getting rid of duplication, especially now that we've got this 3 times over, but we're not there quite yet. Yeah, getting this stuff right was very tricky for sure. So link modes and singular link mode. We're gonna need to test roughly both of these things again, but for wake on LAN. We'll start with the first one. Wake on LANs. Yeah, I definitely want to run this on my NICs to make sure I adjust all the wake on LAN modes for sure. Hey, Ray J. Perrin, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. How you doing, man? Oh, so you want mod in this stream and you can't even give me a follow? That's a pretty big strike against your case there. Let's see. Living the dream. Yep. Magic with let's do something like this. Magic secure. You forgot. No worries. Big oof. This is probably fine. Doesn't really matter. I just need to pick some modes. This is going to need to be encode WOL. Wake on LAN. Request dump WOL get, right? Yeah. Compact must have a DL header with only flags, no requests. Yeah. Right? Header flags, compact bit sets. Yeah, we should try and deduplicate this code a little bit, but we're not there quite yet. I think we're close though. Maybe that's something we'll look at right after we finish these tests, is deduplicating. Because I'm not happy with the amount of duplicated code right now. Comment not terminated. 522. Oh, really? Oh, wrong. There we go. I don't know if I've ever seen that compilation error before. Comment not terminated. Huh. Encode WOL. Yeah, okay. So now we got let's see here. 515. It'll be probably just a rename of something. Yeah, exactly. WLs. Encode. Okay, so now we need to do the reverse, which is, let's see here. So, client Linux. So we have the header and the modes bit set. Parse wake on LAN modes. Yeah. So this is going to be more simple than link modes, thankfully. Let's see here. So encode WOL. Wake on LAN. So you have the WOL header with the interface index and name. And you also have the, well, it's going to be the compact bit set, right? So in this case, that's going to be, yeah, roughly this. So we have the bit set size is going to be, we're going to hard code this at the number of different, what do you call it? The number of different constants we have, right? So what, like 7? 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. To do MD layer. Ensure this stays in sync. Suppose I could do something like, WL mode max. It's probably fine. Probably fine. Ensure this stays in sync if new modes are added. Ought to be okay. This is going to be the modes, which is a nested set of attributes, which is a compact bit set. So, and then an encoding function of the value and the mask. Does this have a value and a mask? I think it might, actually. I think it might be both. So that's going to be whatever the function is. So the pack bit set, it's going to be this pack WL bit set. Wake on LAN mode. So the bit set is always going to be 1. It's going to be just 4 bytes. Store a single uint32. And then we don't even really need a helper for this. We can just do this all up here. This is going to be a piece of cake. Let's see here. Fn colon equals a function, stores 4 bytes. Actually, we don't even need to. We can straight up cheat this. We can nested attribute uint32, right? And just store the mask directly, uint32 of the mode. So WL modes. I think that'll work. WL modes, right? uint32. I think that works now. Undefined 710 copy paste error, I'm sure. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. Hey, it passes. Sick. Yep. So the awake on LAN. Parse the modes. The mode's just a single value, bit set, decode, and everything. It works properly. Indie Writer, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Yeah, in this particular case, this is very easy because we just have a single uint32, so we don't have to worry about like doing the looping logic or anything else. But yeah, this looks good. We're getting there, gang. We're making progress. Feels pretty nice, huh? I want to test for the bad permission error too. We want to make sure that if you get a permissions error, that you actually get the unpacked error representation as well. So We have the singular test. Multi-cursor magic. Let's go. Substantiality. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. That is a nice username. I like that. Wake on land. Right. So all these LIs need to be WOL. Okay. Wake on LAN info. Request check. Message WL get. WL header. Yeah, we can deduplicate a lot here. I'm looking forward to doing that. You didn't compliment my username. What's up with that? Yeah, it's a pretty average username. You know, using your real name and your username is big oof. As I'm over here as MD Lair. I actually do have a Twitch alt, and it's not like that big of a secret, but I also just don't like discuss it either. Unexpected wake on LAN. Failed to get wake on LAN info. Oh, Dominic also uses this. Hey, yours is good. Yours is fine. Just Ray J Parent I got a problem with. And I got Stauffenberg's fine too. I guess actually we have a fair amount of us who have real names as usernames. I just got a problem with Ray. JB Pratt. Oh shoot, even more. Okay, I take it back. I'll take it back. I'll stop. Wow. We want to return an error in one of these cases too. So we want to error. You always thought I was just not very creative. No, I mean, like, I think there's definitely a lot of value in having like depending on where you are, right? Like, I'm MD Lair almost everywhere on the internet, and for me, like, it's important to have like that brand identity sort of stuff. But I still have my old like gamer names and stuff too. He's just mad because I keep harassing him to eat pizza on stream. That is true. Not even like good pizza either. The Red Baron. Let's see here. So these are gonna be okay. Now we're gonna need an eperm. So the check function is going to be nil. No, it's gonna be by index. By index. Check by index. And then we're going to return a netlink error here, which is going to be error, unix.eperm. Right? Int. Oh, nice panic. Okay. Hang on one sec. Give the people what they want. I don't think anybody else wants to see me eat pizza on stream. I think just you. 605 panic. Ah, yeah, that's why. Okay. If we're returning an error, do so now. Nil TT error. There we go. Permission denied. Excellent. NL error. So the netlink error. And then the error you want. So the error you want is OS error permission. Failed to get wake on LAN info. Let's see here. So I have a snippet, so T error, okay. So failed to this is not quite right. I want to compare the error. Let's see here. So if error not equals nil, if TT error not equals nil, and diff, you want TT error, you got error, unexpected error. Turn. There we go. Can't compare errors. Yeah, there's something. Hang on a sec. So comp opt equate errors. Yeah. There we go. Unexpected error. This test expects an error. Check it and ignore the struct. Skip the rest of the comparisons. Okay. So now we explicitly check for the permission denied error as well, which is good. Yep. Excellent. We do not want to bubble up netlink errors to the color. We can make this bigger again now. Wake on LAN modes. We have all the modes as well as the nice string. Let's see here. Actually, I think there's one more attribute we can fetch, actually. The, what do you call it? The secure on password. Secure on TM. WL get. SO pass. Binary. What's... SO pass is only allowed for devices supporting magic secure mode. Interesting. So I don't think either of my NICs support that, so I'm actually not sure how to do it. What does binary mean? Just like bytes, I guess? Like just a raw bytes, I suppose. I guess we're gonna have to skip it for now, but if I can get access to a NIC that has one, we can play with it. So I'll leave a to-do for that. Let's see here. Unix ethtool a WL SO pass. To do MD layer, parse the password, probably using AD bytes. Parse the password if we can find a NIC that supports it. Yeah. Start.go. All right, let's go. Making progress. ethtool. Add client wake on LAN methods. Ship it. You know, I do have this bad habit of like not running tests or static check or things before I commit. Okay. Yeah, I'm bad. MD layer bad. There might be some more room here for some more deduplication of stuff, but I think the tests definitely need some deduping. Oh yeah, I wanted to add a comment about this too. So note that we are cheating a bit here by directly passing a uint32. But this is okay because there are less than 32 bits for the WL modes, and therefore the bit set is just the binary, it's just the native endian representation of the mode's bit mask. Do want to clarify that because otherwise it's going to look weird. ethtool clarify encode WL helper shortcut logic. Doing good. Yeah, so I think my problem now is that we're in a situation where we have a lot of duplicated logic between these tests. Like we keep doing the same things, like checking the flags, the message, the header, the data, all this stuff, and it's like we're kind of duplicating that a lot. And I wonder if there's a way we could fix that and make it less verbose, you know. I don't usually mind creating a bunch of like test helpers to do stuff like this. What time is it? 11:10. Okay, cool. We'll probably go we'll probably go for, let's see, hour and 15. We'll probably go for 2.5 or 3 hours today. I think, today's gonna be a little bit of a shorter stream as well, but we will be back tomorrow as well. That'll be good. So I am looking forward to it. But we're making progress, so I feel pretty good about this. What do we got? Oh, my brother is skiing today. I'm jealous. He lives out in Colorado. I've never been skiing. I think I would fall on my ass a lot, but I think it would also be very fun. So it's something I would like to try. A younger Matt had less confidence in himself to like try stuff that he thinks he'd be bad at. But now I realize that like it's probably worth trying all these things. Yeah, I want to deduplicate this. I just don't know how yet. Let's see. So roughly the pattern is you encode some messages, you check the flags and the attributes, and then you call a method and then check the output. So the problem is I don't know if I can really do this without empty interfaces in some spots. So unless I pass lots of functions for things, but let's see here. I basically want to take this logic and decouple it and bring it out. So, func test, test netlink, t testing t. So this is roughly going to, test client. This is going to be like another test client thing here. So test netlink, I don't know. So we pass in messages and possibly errors. We check certain flags. The problem is that we're gonna end up with like something we have to pass like 10 parameters to, like the flags, the message, a lot of this stuff, and I'm not sure. I'm wondering like how worth it is to like deduplicate this, So like for example here, let's call this like test. That's not quite right. So test client 2 at the moment, right? So type client test struct. So this takes let's see here. So flags, netlink, header flags, request, expected, request parameters, flags, the message type, so header command, message type. Does this say netlink header type? I forget exactly. Flags, the message type, the header type, message type. And then we have the nested. So request header. It's gonna be a uint16. I don't know if we're gonna stick with this, but we're gonna try this and we're gonna see what happens. So, and then response data is going to be messages, ge netlink message, and then error is a possible error as well. So client test. So something like the following. Header flags, header type. CT header flags, CT header type. This is a uint8. Okay, so header type uint8. The request header type. Request type. No, request header. CT request header. Header flags are consistent. Let's see here. So either return an error or the messages, not both. CT or CT error not equals nil. Return nil CT error, or else you return CT messages nil. So this gives you a client T helper. And then I think we'll probably keep this logic out of here because this will be more different depending on the test. And this could actually be T cleanup now. T cleanup of C close. That doesn't have the right signature, does it? So client. It does not. Func. Okay. Return C. Okay, so if we wanted to use this, what would this look like, right? This would be something along the lines of test client 2, T. The client test structure is the header flags we expect here are netlink request and netlink dump. Because this is the, yes, netlink request, netlink dump. The header type is going to be Unix ethtool Unix.ethtool message wake on LAN get. The request header is going to be Unix ethtool a header cable test header a WL header. And then the messages you provide back will be messages, and the error will be nil. Okay, that's getting kind of tidier. I kind of like that. So unexpected command. So header type will be the command. We'll call it that. uint 8 versus. There we go. Okay, that's pretty good. Kind of liking that. So let's see if we can keep tidying this up a bit more. So let's try this with link modes now. So replacing the same stuff. I guess we'll make it easier on me to do this. So netlink request. The link modes get. And we're going to rename these things too. I'm not going to call it test client 2. That's silly. I'm just trying to factor out a lot of this common stuff. Okay. Oh, yeah, this no longer passes because we need the, yeah, that's right, we need the actual request checking logic, so we need to apply within the header, within the scope of the header. Request attributes. Something like that. So now we can do, let's see here. Request attributes. It's going to be a function that takes a netlink attribute encoder. So if CT request attributes is not nil, then we'll call it here and apply additional logic. Within the context of the nested attribute encoder. 417, no new variables. Right. Okay. Cool. Still passing. We are passing the request. Okay, that's getting better. This is going to be similar logic, so let's copy the same thing. This one, there is no check function, just the link modes again. So request, netlink, dump, link modes get, link modes header. And then the messages here is going to be the messages slice we generate up above. No errors. Still passes. Okay, yeah, this is okay. So this is pretty good. This seems like a more reasonable abstraction because you generate a series of messages, you pass in the request parameters you're looking for, and you can pass out messages or an error. And then yeah, this makes the test body quite concise. So I'm kind of liking this so far. I think we're in good shape. This is gonna be a similar thing with the check function. Let's see. Request link info header. No errors. This will have the request request attributes function. TT check. We're going to rename some of these things too, I'm sure. And encode the link info. Okay. I like getting rid of duplicated code. It feels good, you know. It's going to be more or less the same thing, but with the dump flag again. Link info gets, link info header, no check function, return hard-coded messages, no error. This one's already pretty good. This is just checking for more general errors. So I think this tidied up pretty nice. And we're not abstracting it to the point where like we need like empty interfaces to pass in like the client returns and stuff. So I think this is pretty good. Like it sets up a client, asserts the request and response parameters and stuff, and then you make a call on it, and the call gives you some result that you can inspect with your regular Go code. So I think this is a pretty good abstraction, I would say. Okay, so the wake on LAN stuff we just added. So netlink request wake on LAN. So I'm not gonna eat Red Baron pizza, nor am I gonna eat pizza on stream, but I do have pizza for lunch. I'm excited. Got Urbelli's here in Kalamazoo. Super good. Urbelli's pizza. We were talking about what do you call it? Nah. Let's see here. So I ended up getting two different pizzas. So I got margarita. Oh, so good. So margarita pizza and it's called the wrist. Again, yeah, Urbelli's is so good. Yeah, some friend, my friend wanted to order pizza. And I was like, oh, I'll get it. I'll get a different one. So I have a couple pieces left over of a different type too. And then the specialty. Let's see here. Where's their? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, pizza's good. And then we got the. Now that I can actually eat real food again, it's exciting. Or is it? The wrist. Here we go. Homemade Alfredo-based pizza crust, marinated chicken breast, applewood smoked bacon, mushrooms, fresh crumbled feta cheese, mozzarella with an in-house whipped garlic butter crust. So good. Hi there. I just had pizza. Nice. Yeah, pizza's been a common topic in this stream the past few days. Don't get the wrist, get the twisted sister. Oh, we already got it. It was last night. It's almost the same but better. Oh, okay. Good to know for next time. Request wake on LAN get wake on LAN header. The attributes function again. So request attributes. Yeah, pizza's good. For a long time, or for a while, I could not eat regular food, and I'm very excited to be back to eating regular food again. Error. tt.nl error. The coding guy, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Let's see here. Missing a. There we go. Hey, what's going on? Wake on land, Funk 4, 542. Oh, is it because there's no. Yeah, I see. Mushrooms are great on pizza. Yeah, I agree. You know, for a long time, I didn't like mushrooms. I still don't like big slimy portions. There was one time where I got a grilled cheese with like a big portobello on it, and it was too much for me. But when I was a kid, I hated mushrooms. But now I like them a lot. So, but smaller pieces, you know, like a little like chopped mushrooms and stuff are totally fine. Let's see here. Yeah, so we're at a problem here where we're dereferencing a nil pointer. What's the thing you're running in the terminal? I have a little. Where is it? Which go watch. I have this little crappy shell script. There are better tools than this, but it basically runs iNotify wait, and every time a Go file changes, it runs Go test. So this works reasonably well. I think there's this tool called, what is it? CE spare reflex. Run a command when files change. I should switch to this. This is probably a better thing, but I've been using my little shell script for a while. So since I don't normally code on just a single monitor like this, I've got my terminal over here with all this output. So I usually run this like all day and just like keep iterating and like hacking away at one error at a time. This will solve the panic, but it's not quite what I want either. Yeah. So I'll remove the pointer because that will fix it for now, and then we can just check it. We can check against the address. There we go. Nice. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. You do some Go development as well, and this will come in handy. Yeah, totally. I find that you know, of course, like you can do there's all the help windows inside like VS Code and stuff, but frankly, I don't really find those. I just like having a terminal. Like normally I've got a terminal with tmux splits and stuff like all day, so this is my workflow, you know. Are you building Go bindings to ethtool? Yeah, actually, so ethtool has a netlink interface. So I discovered recently that they added a netlink interface for ethtool, so I am building a Go program or a Go library that it talks to the netlink interface, so you can actually query all the information about your nicks and stuff. So this is the 5th stream we've been working on this. It's taking a while. Like there's just a lot to get right, but yeah, this is in really good shape, and I want to eventually build some kind of like Ethernet like link layer monitoring daemon that can look for things like CRC errors and alert you on those. So I think that will be quite useful because I've had problems before, like a cable went bad and I was having all kinds of strange issues, and I had no idea, you know. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this. So we can actually remove. Will it still pass? No. Oh, okay. So we have to check it. I see. That's fine. Yeah, so we're doing a lot of refactoring right now. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, ethtool has had the ioctl interface for years. Ioctl, IOCT. I call it ioctl. IOCTL, IO control, whatever, for years. But it finally gained a netlink interface in one of the recent kernels, and this is something I've been waiting for a long time. So when I saw it was the case, it's like, okay, sweet, let's start building a Go package. This is all pure Go, doesn't need CGo. So we're doing this all in pure Go netlink sockets and everything, and it's working pretty well. So we're getting there. It's slow progress just because there's so much to keep track of as far as like all the different attributes and the way things are packed, but we are definitely getting there. So this stuff needs to be moved now. So we have test client, which is the low-level helper. The CTL debate, is it kubectl or kubectl? I think I don't really like the thing cuddle. I feel like that's a weird thing. I always say CTL, but then I say ioctl because it just reads. I like the way it reads, you know. But yeah, I say like system CTL, for example, you know, like system D, system CTL, whatever the heck. But let's see here. A client test is a test client. This is going to be this is like also like the test clients. This is like the base. This is gonna be like, you know, it's be a base client, and this will be test client now. Test client. Base client produces a bare bones client with only the initial GE netlink setup logic performed for low level tests. It's CTL. Also, good night. Your news schedule is not compatible with me. Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow afternoon. So like, you know, probably like 4 hours from now, but tomorrow. So yeah. See you later. You don't know Netlink at all? You're checking out Wikipedia right now. Yeah, Netlink is a Linux IPC mechanism. Actually, I have done a number of blogs on the matter. So mdlayer.com/blog. This blog, actually the version on Medium, but I wrote this blog years ago now, and I like, you know, I started building my Netlink package, and this actually has pretty good search engine SEO. So I've got a 3-part blog series here where I talk about what Netlink is and like how it works and like, you know, how to open the sockets and stuff. And I built my Netlink package in Go, and I've been working on this for like 4 years now. So I have more knowledge than most. But yeah, this is basically like, you can think of Netlink as kind of the flexible replacement for ioctl interfaces in the kernel. Like instead of passing, you know, structures and stuff, resources. Yeah, I should probably make like a Netlink or something. But yep. So check this out if you're interested. This could be useful. You think it should be cuddle? Yeah. I mean, whatever you want to say. I'm not going to judge people. Vim, Emacs, spaces, tabs. Ooh, fighting words. I'm a tabs guy. Tabs let people have whatever length they want. If you want eight space tabs, you can do that. I like 4, you know. Test client produces a client which handles request responses by validating the parameters against those set in the client test structure. This is useful for high-level request response testing. Is that some plugin that shows tabs? No, it's I've got something that shows like visual whitespace in my VS Code config. I forget exactly. Hang on a sec. So preferences, settings. Where's the JSON file? Here we go. Editor render whitespace all. Yes, I like seeing the dots for spaces, and I like seeing the arrows for tabs. So, yeah, editor.render whitespace is what I use in VS Code. Because I like to see, so for example, if you've got trailing whitespace, I can easily tell. So for me, I don't find these arrows and dots distracting. I know some people might. If you say cuddle, you can abbreviate it with cube, like ice cube hug. Yeah, nice. I'm not gonna judge either way. I'll let people say what they want to say, you know. Yeah, VS Code is really great. I have been a big fan for years now. It definitely makes a big difference for me. Client test is a let's see here. The input to test client, which defines expected request parameters and canned response messages and or errors. Optional, attach more Assert more attributes are part of a request. If error is set, messages is unused. I think we just tidied the tests up quite nicely, actually, which makes me happy. Can actually move by index and by name. These can actually be deduplicated a whole bunch too. So I'll go ahead and do that as well. But func by index. Missing 302. Messed it up. By index. And then by name. By name. And then we're also going to have by both. Func by both. We're going to rename these things like check index, check name, check both, but check both, or by both. By name. I want to deduplicate a lot of these little things, so I keep copying and pasting. Oh, I'm sore. BitSynth, thank you for the follow. Welcome. We are at 593 followers. So close to 600. Pretty cool. By both. Deduplicate where it makes sense to do so. I don't want to make this too abstract and hard to follow, but I think that we're getting rid of some nice duplication at the moment. So by both, by name, by index. By index. By index. Okay. I had this function called check everywhere. I don't know if I like that yet, but it seems pretty difficult to get contributors to my Go project. I shared the project on a few places like the Golang subreddit, but I couldn't get any. Is there anything you'd suggest to make it more contribution friendly? I mean, ultimately, the thing is with what do you call it? Like open source projects, right? Is that like people are going to contribute to something that like they either have a need or functionality or something. So Core Red is my big side project. This is an IPv6 router advertisement daemon. I've been working on this for literally a year, and I've got people using it and stuff. And I'm still the only contributor to this project. And I mean, ultimately, that's okay. Like the thing is that like finding contributors is you need to like kind of have like concrete goals laid out, like stuff like a README. What does this do? What kind of functionality do I want? Things like a contributing guide. Things like issues. Like, oh, I could really use some help doing this. I would like to think about this. And, I've gotten a lot of user feedback about this, like things people wanted it to do, but not any contributors. And that's okay. But ultimately, like, people will generally contribute if they think that there's something like a problem they want to solve or some software they're using that doesn't meet their needs. So saying I want contributors means that, like, you kind of need to put in the work to make it easy for people to get on board, to have problems for them to solve, easy things that they can do, or, talk to friends, work with a friend, right? But ultimately, like, the reality is the majority of people are only going to consume your work and they're not going to contribute back. And that's okay. So it's just something that comes with time. People contribute to like my netlink library and stuff as they need it, I am not sure if it was intentional, but Twitch recommended your channel when I was checking out if I was following Filippo. Nice. Yeah. Filippo also streams like, Age and other Go content and such as well. And yes, I've hung out in Filippo's channel a lot, so welcome. Good to have you here. contributions will come over time. Sometimes months or years pass between contributions. Yeah, and Stoppelberg especially would know. As the author of i3, Go Crazy, Router 7, and many other awesome open source projects, like ultimately people will contribute if they have a need, right? But it's very hard to maintain consistent contributions from somebody in their free time when they have varying levels of motivation or burnout or possibly more or less free time, or they've got plans or things change in their life, or they migrate to new software. Like there's so many different conditions. This is going too nuts now. There is now yet another name here which I recognize but not sure from where. Stoppelberg maybe. Stoppelberg's the author of i3, longtime Debian project member and everything, I believe. But yeah. And then there's Dominic. Yeah, we got some other folks in here who some folks who are fairly active in the open source communities and stuff, which is great. Let's see, client errors. This is going pretty well so far, I think. Request dump. Yeah, I like the. Oh, what is going on? Oh, I clicked I clicked something in VS Code and it opened up in my stream manager window. That was weird. I'm liking this. I'm liking this level of abstraction. I think this has turned out really nice, actually, because now you don't have to care about all the netlink details. You just care that all the parameters we care about are correct, and then we return some canned messages, and that's it. So I think this is pretty good. I'm feeling good about this. I do want to rename these. So check index, check name, check both. Oh, Dotwell, I used to live with Kate Flavel. Really interesting, nice. I just had a nice conversation with Kate the other night. She mentioned that she was enjoying watching the streams and stuff too, which is pretty cool. Your demo center used to be active in Ripe and other network things. Occasionally spam you on Twitter. Nice. Yeah, Kate and I worked together at Fastly, but we actually had never really spoken, maybe a little bit in passing on Slack here and there. But we had a conversation the other night. It was actually quite nice. Let's see. You wish there was a Go version of WPA supplicant that I wouldn't need a C library in my custom init ramfs. Yeah, I think that's something a lot of people want. So Stoppelberg is using my my Wi-Fi NL802.11 package, which is like the first GE netlink package I did. It's not very good. Sorry. I've learned a lot since then. Stoppelberg is using it. Stoppelberg is using it as part of Go Crazy to connect to insecure Wi-Fi networks, which is pretty cool. But you need like a supplicant of some sort for all the encryption stuff, and that's just I'm not gonna write that. And I suspect Michael also, has just done firewalling and an open Wi-Fi network for his stuff and is happy with that. I mean, in my case, I just use Ethernet, so it doesn't matter for me. But I entered Twitter thread bashing on Fastly a few days ago. It's okay. I don't mind. I mean, the thing is I am not my employer, right? And ultimately, yeah. Kate is awesome. I interviewed her for her role. Nice. Hit it off as mates very quickly. That's great. Stoffenberg, did you maybe contribute to Go Debian stuff? Yep. Did Go Debian for a long time, right? Stoffenberg also uses Ethernet. Yeah, both my Raspberry Pis are next to my switches, so it's fine. I'll just use Ethernet if I have to, United is playing Thought You Should Know. Thanks, Superfast. I appreciate that. If there's any Man City fans in here, please talk trash to Superfast because he's a big United fan. Wise Old Bird, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Stoffenberg was infamous in our office for his window manager. Yeah, I'm sure. I mentioned this on stream the other day, but it's I really do need to try i3. It's one of those things I've always meant to do, and I know that there's the API and the Go library. It's I think I would love it, but I need to try it. Anyway, I am going to take a quick break and grab some water and stuff. I will be back in just a couple of minutes. Okay, we're back. Whew. Oh man, I'm so sore. Just doing simple things like getting in and out of chairs right now is very hard after the workout yesterday. Squats and did like kettlebell squats, so like you hold it like a goblet and you get down and you do a couple seconds and you come back up and then did some lunges and everything too, and that was it was a thing. It was a lot of fun though. You would say there's a brief period with I3 similar to your kinesis. I can relate to this, where my productivity dropped and fell off a cliff, but you can't do without either now. Ironically, both thanks to Stauffenberg. Yeah, totally. I know the kinesis for you is a game changer, and I really want to do the KinT firmware, the board replacement. But I don't trust my electronic skills quite yet. But maybe I will buy a second kinesis at some point, and then I will be less afraid. So we've scrolled up and down this file like 10 times now, and I think we're in pretty good shape. The problem is, like I mentioned earlier, like I feel like I want like good craftsmanship in my code, so I want to make sure things are consistent and the interfaces are clean, and we have like this structure, and this seems to work out well for us, and I feel good about this. But if there's like any little thing we can do to improve this, I want to do that. You wanted to get a Moonlander. It's a keyboard, right? But probably it's going to cost me a 150% price due to customs. Wow, that's awful. Yeah, I realize now like how I guess fortunate and privileged like me as an American like we are when it comes to like shipping and like getting availability for a lot of this stuff. It's kind of insane to me. You were in the Google Zurich office for about a week, but never met Stauffenberg. Then again, it was mostly empty as people were COVID hiding. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see here. My friends are starting to wake up. Yeah, I started streaming super early today. The main Kinesis user I know is also a Googler. Yeah, I switched to Kinesis a couple of years ago, and I'm a huge fan of it. And I would recommend it to anybody. The reason I did Kinesis is because I was having lots of problems with my hands and stuff, and I wanted an ergonomic keyboard. And I was looking at the Kinesis or the Ergodox, and it looked like the Kinesis was the one where I could order it and return it if I didn't like it. And also, it had great reviews over like a long period of time. The keyboard Jordan has is also very nicely. It's an Iris. Yeah, Iris sounds right. It's again, I don't trust my electronic skill, which is funny because you study electrical engineering. Yeah, I mean, I can understand that. I personally don't think I'm ever going to get into like building keyboards and stuff, but who knows, right? You took your Kinesis home with you in March. Yeah. Did you say hello to Job Snyders, by the way? Yes, I did actually. I mentioned I said, hey, welcome to Fastly. I think Job may have been in my I hope Job is the right pronunciation, and I apologize if it's not. I think he may have been in my stream briefly or sent me a raid one time, and I was like, hey, your username looks familiar, like welcome to Fastly and everything, and yeah, we had a brief conversation, so that was nice. Also say hello to Mr. Landry, Mr. Yeagley for me next time you get a chance. Yeah, can do. You could get a keyboard shipped if one of your friends was traveling, but COVID, yeah, brutal. I think this is good now. I think we can ship this. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. Okay, so we gotta fix up some of the stuff in here. Verify the base GE netlink. Netlink, GE netlink, headers. Encode a request header, which appropriate for this message, so we can easily compare against the colors. Optionally apply more attributes if for checking if the color is invoking a method by name, index, both. Yep. Always use compact bit sets. Oh, wow, this is, that wasn't right. There we go. We were just assigning the function rather than invoking it on cleanup, so that's the thing. Cool. Ship it. That cleans up the test quite a bit, actually. I'm really happy with the way that turned out. So, factor out new test client helper to deduplicate test logic. I really like the word deduplicate. It's great. I know Christine was mentioning she was playing with ZFS deduplication, and I know that's like a thing that requires like a ton of RAM and whatever else. I've actually never done that, but it could be kind of fun. Also, check out my custom Kinesis keyboard controller if you haven't seen it yet. Ooh, I think this is the Kin T, I assume, right? Yeah, this is so cool. I watched the stream where you soldered this and everything like into your board, and I was like just blown away. Like that's this is such a cool project. You know, definitely check this out. This is something I want to do someday. Cool. Yeah. We did pretty good. Let's see. We're at the point now where GitHub notifications. What are those? Oh, the Mac build has been failing for a while because I always forget about it. Go s equals Darwin. Yep, that'll do it. Gotta fix that. Okay. Let's see here. Not enough arguments. Client 180. Yeah, gotta make shims for all these things. So client others. Wake on LAN. Hey, fixed it. Okay. ethtool fix other OS build. Something I gotta be mindful of. I'm not always good about that, unfortunately. You've got a Moonlander, you're still getting used to it. Yeah, ergonomic keyboards and stuff definitely take some time, but it's a worthy investment. Like I would recommend the Kinesis to anybody. If you want to get serious about like ergonomics and stuff, it has been massively helpful for me. All right, Twitter, a couple things going on. Let's see here. United. I'm not gonna watch Manchester United. Sorry, super fast. Let's see here. So yeah, the secure on password, none of my NICs seem to support that, so we're not gonna bother with that for now. I was kind of wondering if it'd be worth trying to abstract away some of this repeated attribute decoder header parsing stuff, but I don't really think it is, honestly. I think we're probably okay leaving it alone. Yeah, for me too. Got a standing desk and a Capisco chair too. Oh yeah, standing desk and everything is so worth it. Let's see here. So exclamation point setup. Yeah, so that blog shows all of my gear as of about a year ago. I've got a Herman Miller Aeron chair now and my key light, but that is pretty much like those are the big differences between then and now. But it is well worth investing in good work from home gear. It has been a lifesaver for me. I will pull that up just for 1 sec because people always something I think everybody should try if you're a programmer, the vertical monitor. The vertical monitor is this is my desk. The vertical monitor is a game changer. It is something that takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's fantastic. And like yeah, this is my typical workflow is like code in the middle, docs and Twitch and messages on the right, and on the left it's all big terminal tmux splits, running like 4 different tmux splits and stuff like that. So yeah, would recommend. It's a lot of monitors. Yeah, 3 has been my optimal for. I started using 3 monitors in 2012 or 2013, and I've been at 3 ever since. So, would recommend. Yeah, 327-inch 4K is only a little bit overkill. What's going on? So I think the reason we did the Wacom LAN stuff to begin with is we wanted to do the Wacom LAN set, but the problem is I don't know what we can actually set with it, right? So hang on. Can we turn? Nice Switch too. Yeah, the Switch is no longer on my desk. That was here when I was playing Animal Crossing. But at this point, the Switch is back out in the living room. Spectre Misfit, welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. What's up, Craig? How you doing? Master Yushi, thank you for the follow as well. 595. 5 more follows. Just need 5 more. 600. Pretty cool. I wonder if we can try and set different modes or something, because that would be helpful if we can try and set a password. I don't know. Try and find out. Yo-Yo Lick, thank you for the follow. Yeah. If you're watching the stream, give me that follow. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel whole. Thank you. Hey, what made you work on this project? So I am working on this project because I am building out. I want to eventually build some kind of like physical link monitoring daemon. So I had a problem one time with my router where my router was acting funny, like something was going on, and I ended up running ethtool and I checked it out, and there was like a whole bunch of CRC errors, and it's like going up like crazy. And the thing is that information is only really exposed like at that layer from the kernel. So I was able to gather that information using the ethtool tool, and I wanted to write a Go program to monitor that, but for the time being, only the ioctl interface existed. So now there's a netlink interface, and I know netlink really well, and this will help me monitor the physical status of my NICs, and also allow me to write perhaps a daemon that can configure different NICs. So yeah, I'm basically building out this library so I can build some kind of like physical layer, like monitoring and manipulation daemon, like turning on things like offload parameters and stuff like that. And it turns out, this may be useful at work too. So I'm building this out for open source and for fun. And I'm going to build like monitoring first, but we might build something that can actually like configure a lot of these different things too. So that'll be pretty fun. And I just want to features. There's all kinds of stuff in here. That's cool. Why use Go? I have been using Go for like 7 years now, and I love it. I think it's a great language. It's a good fit for basically the kinds of problems I want to solve. As far as things like, it sits somewhere at a nice level between like a C and a Python. Like you get more of like the C like low level, some of the speed and stuff, but the Python like expressiveness. I really like it. I think it's a great choice, and I have been working in Go professionally for 6 years, using it for 7. And I've built a bunch of fundamental libraries in Go for things like netlink sockets, so I'm just building up from there, Gotta go. Good evening, everyone. Hey, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hope you have a nice evening. What if all data centers start using it for their network infra? That would be super cool. Yeah, I agree with that. It feels so satisfying and crazy if you have a piece of code running everywhere. So if I understand correctly, my netlink library is pretty widely used. Like, I think my netlink software is probably running on tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of machines. Yeah, because I've deployed it to some of those. But also, yeah, it's pretty cool. So I think that my open source stuff gets a lot more use than I think it does, even, which is great. Very, very exciting. Let's try doing a Wacom LAN mode setting. I'm very curious how we can. I'm curious to see how we can do that. So, like for example, like set Wacom LAN. Wacom LAN. Data centers, what are those? I thought that everything was supposed to live in the cloud these days. Yeah, I can understand that. Let's see here. To me, Go is like a cross between Bash 4 and C, and that statement more than anything is why I should not be listened to. Can you brief me through your code and what you are doing right now? I am quite interested. Yeah, so if I so like I was saying, like the ethtool stuff, right? So if I hop on my router here and I run sudo or ethtool -s enp1s0. So like all these level counters, like this is information the Linux kernel exposes. So grep crc. So finding things like like the physical layer, like there is something wrong with the cable. Like this is what ethtool allows you to do, and I'm implementing that interface so you can use it from Go programs. So I can actually gather all this different information and stuff that the kernel might not necessarily expose through higher layers. And we can also do things like turning on like hardware offloads or wake on LAN settings. Like I can make sure all of my machines have wake on LAN enabled. Like it's just something fun, So playing with the hardware, playing with the kernel. We are building a pure Go interface to do exactly that. Okay, so this is going to be something along the lines of... this is not going to be a GET request. This is going to be a set. So this is going to be an execute. I've already forgotten the parameters for execute. The request header, we're going to need command flags, attributes. I guess it depends how much of the code is actually yours. Like there is a part of a regex that I wrote in Chromium, but that's not a lot of code. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, my netlink library is used in some big projects that are, I think, deployed in lots of places. Stuff like uroot, and I think that uroot is used pretty extensively. This is mainly a library. Yes, this is a library, not an alternative CLI. That makes more sense now. Yeah, the intent here is to build a library and then build like daemons on top of that. I like building out the separate layers. So, hey people, hey, good morning, good afternoon, welcome back to the stream. I think we actually might want to reuse get here. So cget the header. So the wake on LAN header, wake on LAN set command. And then we pass the flags we care about. So netlink acknowledge. Maybe we do not. Maybe we actually do want acknowledge for this command. And then the request. This is going to be a bit of a learning experience. So dump out the messages, return nil. Get to the rest of this later. We also need to pack up the rest of the attributes as well, actually. So let's see here. You love uroot. Yeah, uroot's very cool. Let's see here. So uroot. Yeah, I think this is used to boot lots of servers, and my netlink code is in here. So that's pretty wild. Yep, J790, RT netlink, MD layer Ethernet, MD layer raw, Yeah. I see, yeah, MD layer netlink is a transitive dependency through the RT netlink library, but yeah, pretty cool. Finished thing, just chilling. Nice. Well, welcome back to the stream. You're assuming this is just syscalls and etc. You're afraid of cgo unless she's trying to break stuff. Yeah, this is pure syscalls. Like there's actually no cgo necessary because I do all the syscalls in the netlink library, and we're building on top of the netlink library, which does like the syscalls for you. So there is no cgo here. So we are generating like Go constants from C headers, which is pretty cool. But hey, Dot Waffle, thank you for the gift sub to BitSynth. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. This regex is used a lot, but still. Yeah, this is all pure Go, which is very cool. So it actually cross-compiles easily. Not that that matters for something that's Linux syscall specific, but sub hype. Yes, totally. If error, spew dump error. For now. So we need to plumb in the rest of the stuff too. So in addition to the request, we need to plumb in we're gonna want to copy this out. We're gonna want to keep working on this too, like packing more stuff into the request header, because we need to pass the request stuff here. So the header, the modes, the password. Okay. So this needs to be a request header function. We're gonna need to deduplicate this, but So the regex you changed was basically to make Chromium not detect Swedish and Norwegian ID numbers as credit cards. Oh, wow. Nice. I'm not surprised that's a regex that detects credit card information. That sounds about right. Let's see. So, params is another. Let's see here. Takes an attribute encoder. If params is not equal to nil, return. No, shoot. Params on AE. I think we're gonna want something roughly like this to attach more attributes to this thing. So nil. All the existing call sites are going to become nil. So 101, 10. Let's see here. 137, 174. Okay, that passes. There are a few for the autofill stuff. Gotcha. If anyone wants to hear bashing at Perl, Regex, CSS, the Stack Overflow podcast hosts are pretty involved. Huh. Yeah, I think that bashing isn't really productive, right? So it's like I try to avoid it these days. Like there were times where I'd fight my battles with people and stuff over languages, but I'm not interested anymore. Use what works for you. Use what makes you productive, makes you happy. Use what's right for the job. That's not always Go for me, but I really like Go, and I will use it wherever I can. Yeah, we're gonna need to pass more parameters here. So func AE netlink attribute encoder. So the additional parameters we need to pass are actually the same thing as what we're doing in the tests. So the encode WOL stuff. So we can actually copy this out here. It's not useful, but it's fun. That's my leisure listing while I go on walks. Yeah, makes sense. So, yeah, I think we're going to attach probably a method to the, let's see here. Well, yeah, we're going to end up like attaching a method to the type or something that takes the wake on LAN structure. So WOL wake on LAN. And returns a, so it takes, so encode AE netlink attribute encoder. Because all the errors will be checked elsewhere. So something like this. We've already got the header. Yeah, we attached the modes. Oh, this is nested. This is actually nested. Okay. Yeah, so we attach the modes to it. Bit set is always the same. Value and mask are the same. And then we would also attach the secure password, but we have not yet done that yet. So the parameters you pass would actually be wake on LAN encode. There we go. So now in theory we've got something that will pass in all the parameters for the header as well as the encoded body of the wake on LAN request itself, which is the things like the modes and then the bit set stuff, the compact bit set. So for example, if I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to find out. There was a 1,000 plus line bash monstrosity that did all the traffic analysis for peering. When I was at company, someone told me it's still used, which is only mildly terrifying. That sounds about right. It's pretty, though. You got carried away with the ANSI color codes. Nice. Yeah, so let's try and set... IP link ENP4S0. Okay, so let's try this. So netlink request name ENP4SO. Oh, not netlink, ethtool. ethtool request. We're going to get the current wake on land modes, and then we're going to try and enable some modes. We'll see what happens. So we'll set ethtool magic, and then we'll set magic. I don't think that'll work because we don't have a parameter associated, right? Let's just see if this works. So if error : equals set. Oh, we need to plumb it up to the high level client, don't we? Yeah. We're doing our first request, which modifies the parameters of the NIC. That's only slightly terrifying. Set wake on LAN request WOL wake on LAN. Suddenly, everything in MDLayer's house starts shutting down gracefully. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I think this should be okay, but 26. Set wake on LAN. Oh, actually, you don't even need the request here because the wake on LAN structure already contains it. So we can synthesize it. We can synthesize it based on the... Blender starting up randomly. Yeah. So... ethtool request. Maybe what I'll do is I'll embed the requests in all of the other types or something, but I haven't decided for sure yet. Failed to set WLL modes. You live for these days when MDLayer house shuts down? Yeah. Well, thankfully I'm not modifying the router configuration on stream anymore. That usually is where things get scary. You spend way too much time on those once too. Also try detecting if the shell supports them. Yikes. Spoiler, don't try to. Yeah, I'm glad to write more complicated programs in Go. That's for sure. So we can synthesize a request. Yeah, index name. So if we change this so that this is now a request, this will contain the index of the name for us. So I feel like that's probably what I want to do, but I'm not ready for that quite yet. So I think in the meantime we're going to synthesize one based on the index WL index name WL name. Just for now. Cannot use pointer to reference. Okay. In main. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Failed to get modes. This is gonna be scary. Failed to set modes. E-inval. Huh. I wonder what's E-inval about it. Let's see here. NL debug. Does that not work with sudo? NL debug equals 1. There we go. Request acknowledge with some stuff. Looks like we're passing back. Sudo-e. Gotcha. Yeah. One day post-COVID, we all hide outside with an IR blaster, turns off all his devices, and giggle like children as he goes insane. Well, the good news is that Kalamazoo is pretty far off the beaten path from even the Detroit airport and stuff, so I don't think I have to worry about tech people showing up in my place. Let's see here. So we are encoding the modes bit set. So we're passing back the request and everything. So the modes bit set, the value of the mask. Oh, the size. Yeah, we're passing. Okay, we're passing everything we need. Bit set size. Is this wrong? Number of bits. No, I think it's right. Let's see. Parse wake on LAN. There we go. Wake on LAN modes. Take a look at the bit set. Is the bit mask in the native byte order or local NDN? Yeah, it needs to be native. So it should already be that. Oh, the bit set is 0? Oh, is that because my NIC doesn't support? Hang on. Is that because this NIC doesn't have Wake on LAN enabled or something? Yeah, we're trying to turn it on. So let's try on the other NIC just in case. Hey, that worked. So, maybe that NIC truly doesn't support Wake on LAN. Hang on a sec. So IPA or IPLS, IPL. So EMP4 is my EMP4 S.0 is my 10 gig NIC. So my 10 gig NIC doesn't support Wake on LAN. I wonder if that's But EMP5 does. Okay. ethtool magic secure. This will probably be e-inval as well, but let's find out. Yeah. Hey, Gary Onion, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. How strange. Yeah, I'm trying to set the magic. Well, I guess that would seem to imply that my 10 GB does not support Wake on LAN. Oh, okay. That's good to know. It's not part of the standard. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, frankly, I'm like a hobbyist with this sort of stuff mostly, so it's like I've mostly got 1 gig gear at home. I've got a couple 10 gig NICs, and I was just curious, but okay. I guess it makes sense. It's probably only more supported in like consumer gear, so that's cool. So this does seem to work. That's good. I wonder if we can get now that we're actually setting parameters in this, I wonder if we can get the monitor information back or something. Oh, your assistant's engineer by trade. Nice. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. That is useful information for me. So, yeah, I do like, I am a software engineer who does networking. Like I started as like a hobbyist stuff, but now I do like, I do networking at work, but mostly software stuff. So like when it comes to like hardware, I tend to be more clueless. What does by trade mean? Well, hobbyist by trade or network. So I guess like I guess just to clarify my statement, like by trade is like I think it's an Americanism. I get paid for it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm a software engineer, but I've been focusing on networking problems for the past few years. Yeah. That might be an Americanism or like a slang thing. You've been doing it since there was only hardware clusters and no VPS. Nice. Right on. Clearly a gateway drug. Get it? Networks gateway. Good effort. Yeah, I wonder if I could try and set a password on the NIC. That would be kind of funny. But I kind of want to try now and just see what happens. So like, for example, if we were to set like a password, let's see here. So wake on LAN, password, hello world. I don't think this is going to work, but I want to find out. ethtool magic secure. It might work. AE bytes. String. We want to encode a string. So Unix ethtool a wake on LAN secure on password of the password. Is this gonna work? I have no idea. Numerical result out of range. Oh, is that because the password's too? Oh, it's gotta. That's right. It's gotta be like only a certain number of characters, right? Hang on a sec. So MD layer WOL. I actually built a wake on LAN package in Go. Yes, this has got to be 0, 4, or 6 bytes in length. So at least that's what that was the case in my Wake on LAN package. You're not sure if that's a dad joke or just a very bad pun. A little bit of both. Wake on LAN is not consumer based. It's just that anything with 10 gig in an enterprise will have some sort of out of band. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. You like spamming such terrible jokes, but most of the time they are not acknowledged. I'm gonna go ahead and TCP RST this conversation. uh, yeah. So let's see here. So wake on LAN pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. So 6 bytes. Still out of range. Does it need a null byte at the end? E inval. A, B, C, D, E. Try hex. Nope. Are there any requirements documented for the secure on? It's just mentioned in here, but there's no. Okay, so wake on LAN, secure on password. DDWRT wiki. Okay, sure. My name is Cynthia Restrom, and I didn't realize the RST of my last name until someone pointed out to me somewhat recently. Nice. TCP urgent OS discard. I wonder if this is something that needs to be set in my BIOS, actually. Like, I don't know if I can actually run this. It should not have a memory location to save a password on the NIC if it doesn't support Wake on LAN. Ah, okay. Well, I'm trying it with a NIC that does. I just wanted to see the password thing. I wonder if I can do it through this. Hang on, where's the secure on? Secure on. A BIOS feature. Yeah, it might be in the BIOS stuff, but let's try 5 zeros and then a null byte or something. E inval. Yeah. The only Wake on LAN password that exists is supplied by the motherboard, not the network card. It's called the secure on password. So yeah, maybe I can't modify this. E inval. Yeah. Anyway, well, it's not a big deal. I was just curious. Actually, can I? What happens if I remove the flag? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, that's okay. We'll play with that. We'll play with that more another time. I don't want to get into it right now, but yeah, that's something to think about, something to play with in the future, maybe. I don't think we're gonna end up committing this code today, but we can at least experiment with it some more. Client, I want to remove the password field because that's not like a thing right now. Out of curiosity, does the secure on password, when I try and dump it from the NIC, does anything show up? Parse wake on LAN. If it is a separate NIC and not on board, it won't support a password. This NIC is part of the motherboard. This 1 gig one is. To be fair, I didn't even know about secure on. I don't think it's used anywhere. Yeah, I remember running into it a long time ago, but I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't really used either. Let's just see what the kernel says here. So AD bytes. Does it dump anything here? Nothing. Yeah. Anyway, let's parse this. Let's parse this response now. I'm curious. So. So we're just trying to turn on the magic, or we're trying to set something here and just see what happens out of curiosity. And then maybe see if we can get a multicast group advertisement as well. That would be nice. Where the heck was I? Encode. Ah, here we go. So if I had to guess, this is probably parse wake on LAN. Probably that. Messages error. No, shoot. Wake on Lance. It's probably passing back the same structure I passed in, roughly. I would guess. That's not an attribute. It's not netlink attributes, really? What is it? What is this data then? I guess it's not. No, it could be. You think the magic isn't specific to a card? It's just an Ethernet with a special ether type. Yeah. So like, as far as like the frames themselves, like I have a library that does the format. My Wake on Land library actually like will spit out like compatible frames. Let's see here. So yeah, like it builds this magic packet. Wake password, all this stuff. Yeah, it actually builds out like the frame and like yeah, just replaces the copies the target address and the sync stream and like all this stuff. So I did this a long time ago. I just don't remember I don't remember the password stuff exactly how that works, but that's okay. Not a big deal for today. Is this like how SD cards support passwords by spec, but nothing implements it? Feels that way. Yeah, I think I would agree with that statement. That seems like most reasonable to me. So if this is netlink attributes, then what the heck is this data then? Length 16, capacity very large. Oh, it's because it's a message. 00, command 0, version 0. That doesn't seem right. That's a weird header. What is this? Let's see here. So netlink, unmarshal attributes. Oops, error. Yeah, still invalid attributes. I don't understand the response data here. Oh, is this because I set acknowledge? Hang on. 0. Does it give me like a netlink header? Now it hangs. Yeah, so so is it echoing back the message that we are sending it? That might be the case. This could literally be a raw netlink message in the response actually because it's an acknowledgement. So var g message or no, var message netlink message and Marshall from the data. This could be a raw netlink message. Not enough data. Okay, how about a GE netlink message, just out of curiosity? Skip the high level header. It is a GE netlink message. Okay. Yeah, so it's echoing. Yeah, this is a generic netlink header it's sending back to us. Okay. And it's just echoing back the data we're sending it looks like, if I had to guess. And then I can just do message.data. It's different every time. Maybe it's the sequence, not maybe it's the netlink header. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think we really want acknowledgement here. Or we can just ignore the message for now. I don't understand the format of this data at the moment. Length 12. 12 bytes. And it's not attributes. So command 80. So what's the 80 command? So ethtool, probably wake on LAN. Unix.ethtool a or ethtool message wake on LAN get reply set. Hang on. Yeah, this is strange. I guess we don't really care what's in this response data that much, but this isn't a netlink header, is it? Netlink header. I don't even support unmarshalling headers. GE netlink message. Yeah. How strange. This looks like attributes to me, but it's not. I think we're gonna leave this alone for now and just assume that, like, yeah, if we get something back, we are here. Oh, we do want to check the permission error though. Unmarshal the data again. Can you clarify what data again? In the message. So we're unmarshalling the GE netlink message and then unmarshal the. Wait, what data structure do you think is within the GE netlink message data? It's possible it's not even a GE netlink header. I forget the. I could be on a red herring here actually. See if that's a message inside the message. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah, that could be. That's possible, I suppose. Like, it would give us the header and then your original message or something. So message to data, message data, spew dump message to. Possible messages. Skip it. Oh, I need to messages. Yeah, it could be a couple times nested in here maybe. No, generic netlink message is invalid or too short. Could it be the original netlink message? No, I doubt it. Not enough data. Yeah, this is a bit of a thing. We could splunk kernel source, but I don't really have time for that today. So I think we're gonna move on for now. I would like to see if I can get the multicast stuff working. That's something I'm very curious about. So same logic as before. So actually all of the setting calls, set calls require elevated privileges. $187. I'll do it. Oops. Okay, so this seems to be working. So let's see if we can start a go routine to listen to the. Let's do this again. Let's copy the monitor stuff we've got. Let's see here. Just copy it out here for now and be lazy. GE netlink dial. Join the monitor group. And we'll just wait and listen for messages and see what happens. Copy this little trick again. So we start monitoring, C monitor. ethtool client has no type monitor. Oh, it does. We're gonna need to add the shim as well. Client, not client. Yeah, yep. It's the lowercase c stuff. I gotta add this little shim as well because the underscore client has the monitor, the field embedded with the monitor ID and stuff. Nothing. Maybe we were too quick. Select time.sleep 1 times time.second. You're back. Had to get some dinner. What I missed? Yeah, we got the what appears to be the set Wacom LAN stuff working. But we're just trying to see if we get notifications about it now in the multicast group really quick before we wrap stream, I think. Hey, what's going on? Infinite recursion? Yeah. CC, there we go. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, I wonder what makes the multicast group trigger, right? The monitor. ethtool monitor. ethtool. Some Wake Online discussion and terrible network puns. Yeah. Network puns, like, do you want to hear UDP joke? Never mind, you probably wouldn't get it. Heard that a few times. ethtool monitor. Is this a thing? EMP4SO. EMP4SO monitor. Hmm. Oh, it's looking for the name of the NIC. EMP4SO, EMP5SO. I could if you sent it over a VPN. Huh. Well, I don't know if this is gonna work today, but yeah, I actually have I'm going to watch football with a friend in a little bit, so I think we are probably going to wrap the stream. It's been about 2 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, it feels pretty good. We've accomplished a fair amount. We got the set stuff going. We cleaned up the test a lot. I feel pretty good about that. So, Gary Onion, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Is there anybody streaming we could raid? Nah, not really. Sad. We need to get more programming streamers. So yeah, thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it. I will be back tomorrow, and we will keep working on this. We will probably tidy this up a lot. I want more work here. So we'll tidy this up, and then we'll look more into the monitor stuff, and we'll see if we can get something going. So yeah, thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate it, and take care. Thanks for coming into the stream. Have a nice day. Bye now.